base.
Some here think of this camp as this generation's Ellis Island. Welcome to Aman Omid Village. To Afghans, that means peace and hope. This tent city popped up in a matter of days back in August at Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico. More than 5,700 Afghan refugees have been relocated through this base, but it still houses more than 1,500 men, women, and children, starting a life they would not have imagined just 1 year ago.
What do you pack in your backpack to leave your homeland forever?
I packed just 2 dresses for me, other than what I had on, and 2 for my husband.
1 backpack for both of you?
Yeah.
We first met Layla on the cusp of the Taliban takeover last August. We're not using her real name to protect her family.
It is like we have lost everything. I have lost my job. I have lost my freedom.
She and her husband Yusuf were frantically fleeing a crumbling Afghanistan, at moments wondering if they'd even make it out alive. She watched as the Taliban swept into her city, wiping away the life she had built, documenting it all.
How many times did you go to the airport and fail to get out in Kabul?
We went to Kabul airport like maybe 5 times, and sometimes like in the middle of the night, sometimes early very morning, and sometimes in the middle of the day, but we didn't make it in.
And how many days were you waiting in limbo?
Almost 20 days. This is the first time it's raining here since I have been here, and this would be the first raindrops on my skin.
Too scared to show her face initially, she recorded these moments to remember leaving her country, where she thrived as an educated and liberated woman. And now, Layla and her husband have been at the Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico for nearly 4 months. The majority of refugees living here worked with the U.S. military or government during the nearly 20-year conflict. Layla and Yusuf are just 2 of the nearly 76,000 Afghans able to come to the U.S. after Kabul fell in August. They were accepted to permanent housing 3 times, but the pandemic got in the way. They're still here. They, like others, are now learning the building blocks of a new life, an American one. Not just learning English, but learning how to live and work in their new home. From how to find a job or get a driver's license, to learn basics, like crossing a street. For people like Layla, who fled with little more than the clothes on their back,
This one looks great. I like it. I think it's gonna fit me.
the camp tries to fill in the blanks.
This giant warehouse is called the Personal Care Center. It's chock full of everything from diapers to formula to gently used clothes, underwear, everything anyone would need who left their house in the middle of the night with nothing but the shirt on their backs.
It's a massive undertaking with the help of churches and other nonprofits, but military officials tell us there's a lot of need.
These folks are hungry for skills to make it in America. So they're under multiple layers of stress. They're grieving the loss of their country. They're living in a diverse community of Afghans they've never lived in.
Roughly 19,000 Afghan refugees are living in tent villages like this one across the country.
So tell me about the meals here.
They are trying very hard to make it the Afghan way.
Layla has already found lunch companions to help lift her spirits.
Who are the 3 musketeers?
When I came here, like I was kind of depressed from all what happened, and they were the ones that really helped me.
This support crucial because Layla is now pregnant.
Yep, one baby, the other baby right there.
I went to the clinic here in the air base, and they did an ultrasound and told me that you're having twins. When I was in Mazar Sharif, I was like, I don't want to have a baby in Afghanistan, especially if it's a girl.
Layla was just a toddler when the Taliban first came to power. Now, preparing to be a mother at 28, she realizes just how much her mom and father sacrificed for her. Teaching her to read in secret. Education made a top priority once the U.S. drove out the militant group.
همیشه تحصیل کردن دخترها را در افغانستان میدم یک گزینه‌ای بود که همیشه برای من خوشحال کننده بود، خصوصا در افغانستان.
I always wanted my voice to be heard. So I want everyone to know how life is for a girl in Afghanistan. If I get educated, I'm not going to let my sons to go and join Taliban and be one of them. And that is what every other mom would do. So they are afraid of us.
Layla and her husband have been on this journey together, side by side, now about to be parents to children born in the U.S. They first met 10 years ago, the old-fashioned way, through Facebook.
You fell in love.
Yes.
What was going through your mind as you were dancing on your wedding day?
When I was in his arms, it was like, it was something I had never experienced before.
What's it like starting a family in the United States?
خوب است. باید بیشتر از گذشته تلاش کرد. من می‌دونم میتونه کل چیز خوب باشه. خوبتر از گذشته.
Youssef hopes to earn a better life by pursuing woodworking like he used to back home. But they can't do it alone. Refugee agencies and charities across the country are scrambling to help jumpstart people's lives.
Why should the DoD or the American government broadly spend all this money to repatriate these Afghans?
Because these are the people that helped us when we were over there, and we owe that to them. And that's what the DoD does.
The debt to those who risk their lives simply for being associated with Americans. This camp offers post-traumatic healing.
When I see these people, I see a resilient and a tolerant and a very patient but very strong population that's endured a lot for many decades. And a lot of that sacrifice they've made for our American security. So this sort of payback, as you say, really is a way for us to give back.
Tell me about the placement.
The resettlement process.
How rigorous is that process?
They've been doing this for a long time, but they've never handled this many people. So it's a hard lift for the resettlement agencies.
Youssef and Layla called their family abroad in the afternoon to share the good news of a possible permanent new home.
برای ما گفتن که آب و هواش تقریبا مثل کابل است.
When we were flying out from Mazar Sharif airport, it was like very, I was happy and also heartbroken at the same time. I was leaving a land that I was born and I was raised.
She hopes to be in a new home in the coming weeks, starting a new life with a new family. So many like her throughout this country with a future uncertain.
Thanks to Juju for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the